Hello all, welcome back to the Unit 1 form class words, and we have already done with nouns and pronouns. Today we will look into the second part of this Unit 1 verbs. Okay, so you will be dealing with different kinds of verbs and some exercises based on those verbs. And of course, everybody, one of you know what a verb is. Verbs indicates action, any kind of action like running, singing, drinking, washing, anything. Verbs are words that indicate action such as to drink, to run, to wash, etc. Not all verbs indicate physical actions. For example, thinking, even the words like think, guess, sympathize, all these are not physical actions, but they also indicate some kind of action. They can also be considered as the expression of actions that happens within the minds. Words such as to think, to guess, and to sympathize are also words, even though they do not signify physical actions. Okay. So the verbs are words that indicate action, actions like drink, run, wash, etc. So let us look into the types of verbs and their roles. Words, the first kind of verb which we all are familiar with is the words that indicate physical action like singing, to sing, to write, etc. The verbs, and one thing here uh, that is important to note is verbs when preceded by the word to are said to be in their infinitive form, that is the base form. Of course, what I have given you in the beginning as example are it's present continuous form, that is singing, writing, running, etc. So the verbs when preceded by the word to, they are said to be in their infinitive form, that is the base form. Infinitive verb means the base form of the verb. Now there is another kind of verb which indicates the actions in the mind like to dream, to think, etc. There are also words that express a state of being, like is, was, were, has, have, had. These are most widely used as verbs. Even though we don't often kind of think about these or realize them as verbs, these are also verbs. Is, was, were, has, have, had, etc. Okay. Verbs change forms according to tense, number, person, and voice. For example, let us look into how it is. Verbs change forms according to tense, number, person, and voice. Tense is indicated on the first verb in a sentence. Okay, so whether it is present tense or past tense, whatever it is, tense is indicated in the first verb in the sentence. The old woman walked away with the first prize in the quiz competition. Okay, so the first verb is walked and it shows the tense form. It is in the past tense, walked. She will be singing again tomorrow. Here the first verb, that is singing, it shows that it is a present, it is in the present continuous form. She will be, and will be is also there, so future continuous form, will be singing again tomorrow. Okay. And the number of the person of the noun, number and person of the noun will change according to the verb. Okay, will change the verb in the present tense. The number and person of the noun will change the verb in the present tense. For example, the girls go out for jogging every day. Go is the verb here, and it is go because girl is plural. Here girl, it is used in girl, the word girl is used in its plural form, girls. The girls go out for jogging every day. Similarly, if it is girl, goes will be used. Subject verb agreement. So if it is plural in number, then that verb will be in the singular form, go out for jogging every day. And if the noun is in plural form, the verb will be like singular, that is goes out for a jogging every day. The girls go out. The girl goes out. I walk every day. He walks occasionally. Okay, here I is considered as, of course, I is considered as a plural. That is why walk came there. I walk every day. He walks occasionally. Now, coming to the voices, the two voices, active and passive, affect the verb in a sentence. In the passive voice, the verb has a passive auxiliary and ed added to the main verb. Okay, two voices, active voice and passive voice, also affects the verb in a sentence. For example, in a passive voice, the verb has a passive auxiliary and ed added to the main verb. Okay. So in passive voice, this is the difference. In active voice, the little girl opened the door, but when it comes to passive, becomes the takes the this additional auxiliary. The door was opened by the little girl. The little girl opened the door. The door was opened by the little girl. An additional auxiliary is passive auxiliary is also there. That is the was. Use of the term was. Now coming to the regular and irregular verb. Let us look into what regular and irregular verb is. The distinction between regular and irregular verbs is determined by their past participle and simple past tense forms. So it is also decided by the tense forms that are being used in the sentence. The distinction between regular and irregular verbs is determined by the past participle and simple past tense forms. The past participle and simple past tense form of a regular verb is the same. It is usually formed by adding d or ed, like in the case of judge. Past participle form is judged. Study, studied. Hurry, hurried, like that. Okay. Past participle and simple past tense form of a regular verb is the same. It is usually formed by adding d or ed. Here we have the examples of those words where ed is being suffixed. Now, irregular verbs have dissimilar forms of simple past tense and past participle. They are also called strong verbs, irregular verbs. So, first we talked about regular verb where a simple suffix is needed. More or less, the word the verb will remain the same. Judge, judge, study, studied, hurry, hurried. But in irregular verb format, it is not like that. There will be a base form. Simple past will be different, and past participle will again be different. We know these things. So they are also called strong verbs because they acquire these many kinds of forms. Let us look into few examples. So these are these three distinct variants of the same verb is termed as regular verb, and the same variant with the help of some suffixed letters are termed as regular verbs. So now let us look into the irregular verbs examples. Arise, arose, arisen. The base form arise has got the simple past arose and past participle arisen. Beat, beat, beaten. Bent, bent, bent. Spelling changes. Base form is bend and the next two forms are ending with t. Eat, ate, eaten. Break, broke, broken. Go, went, gone. Speak, spoke, spoken. Write, wrote, written. Bet, bet, bet. Three with the same form. Burst, burst, burst. Cut, cut, cut. Hit, hit, hit. Broadcast, broadcast, broadcast. Same forms. Few examples. You can find numberless examples in your grammar textbooks. As seen in the last few examples, in certain irregular verbs, the simple past and past participle are the same as the base form. That, of course, you know that there are exemptions for all the grammatical categories that we look into. Now let us move on to the transitive and intransitive verbs. These terms also you are familiar with. Let us look into what it is. Transitive verbs, of course, connects the subject and object of a sentence. Okay, for example, Reba opened a bottle of milk. Reba opened a bottle of milk. So the subject and object of the sentence, subject is Reba, object is a bottle of milk. It is being connected by the verb, by verb opened. So a transitive, the function of a transitive verb or a transitive verb is being used as a connecting verb. It connects the subject and the object of a sentence. The subject of a sentence is the person or thing doing the action. That of course you know. Object of the verb is the person, thing affected by the action. A direct object can easily identified by asking what or who to the verb. Here the object bottle of milk is the direct object of the verb opened. You can see this in the answer, in answer the question, answer to that question, opened what? That of course you know, there's a bit kind of explanation. And we do not add a preposition between a transitive verb and its object, because the verb itself actually functions as a connective thing. Usually we use prepositions or conjunctions in order to connect words like right, but here the verb itself acts as something which connects the subject and object. He wrote a letter to me. He wrote for a letter to me. It is not like that. Also, she drew a beautiful sunset. So it is the usage is not like the other way around. Now, coming to the intransitive verb. An intransitive verb is a verb that does not have a direct object. The action of the verb is not transferred to any person or thing that is affected by it. Okay, so intransitive verbs neither connects any object or subject. It doesn't have a direct object at all. Okay, the action of the verb is not being, it is not being used as like conveying some sort of message to the transferring object or something like that. Example, I am writing. It is simply I am writing. Like I am not going to, it is not like I am writing and going to give it to someone. It is not like that. Okay. Intransitive verb is a verb that does not have a direct object. Since there is no direct object here, the verb writing is intransitive. I am writing a letter. Here a letter is the direct object of the verb writing. Therefore, the verb writing now becomes transitive in nature. Okay. So you understood intransitive. Example, I am writing. If you add a thing to it, I am writing a letter. Like if you add a letter to it, it will become a transitive verb like that. So I hope you understood the difference between transitive and intransitive verb. A transitive verb connects the subject and object of a sentence. The subject of a sentence is the person or thing doing the action. And here when it comes to the intransitive verb, there is no direct object at all. Okay, now let us look into the exercises based on what we have discussed now. Correct the following sentences if necessary. The plants growed fast. There is no usage called growed. It is like the plants grew fast. Grew. The plants grew fast. The baby cried for milk. There also the usage, the tense form is wrong, right? The baby cried for milk. The baby cried for milk. Or the baby cries for milk. You can use it in either way. The baby subject verb agreement will be okay only if you use the word cries. C-R-I-E-S. The baby cries for the milk. Now, yeah, Tasha liked drawing. It's not like that. Tasha likes drawing because Tasha is only one person. It is not a plural form. So, likes. Tasha likes drawing. The biscuits is salty. The biscuits are salty. Definitely, biscuits is in plural form. Classes will started late today. Classes will start late today because it is in future tense. No past coming in between. Classes will start late today. No ed. Ritu shaked the pen. There is no usage called shaked. You have another past participle form. Ritu shook the pen. Ritu shook the pen. The heavy traffic was annoying. The heavy traffic was annoying. No use, there is no usage called traffics. It is being used in the singular form, even though it indicates something in general or in something pluralistic in nature. It is the heavy traffic was annoying. Ramu write very fast for the exam. It is not right, tense form is wrong. Ramu wrote very fast for the exam, or Ramu writes very fast for the exam. He gave to me a gift. He gave me a gift. That transitive verb. He gave me a gift. There is no additional to is necessary because gave acts as a transitive verb here. We visit Kolkata last week. We, it is tense form, last week, past. We visited Kolkata last week. We visited Kolkata last week. Okay, now coming to the next exercise, correct verb form. That is easy. It's given in the brackets. The lesson was dash yesterday. Lesson was taught yesterday. The boy has been dash since last Sunday. The boy has been missing. The umbrella dashed to open. The umbrella refused. Ed is there. Refused to open because past. The restaurant dash excellent food. The restaurant serves excellent food. Unicorns do not dash, do not exist because it is not neither in the past nor in the present it exists. Okay, so unicorns do not exist. The program will be dash tomorrow, broadcasted because it's in the future continuous tense, will be broadcasted tomorrow. I dash a greeting card to my friend. I dash a greeting card to my friend. I sent, S-E-N-T. Dogs dash at strangers. Dogs bark at strangers. The doctor dash clearly. The doctor writes, singular, so writes. This book dash like it's easy to read. This book looks like, because it is, we are talking about a book. This book looks like it is easy to read. So let us, I hope you understood the exercises as well as the this part of the unit very clearly. Just go through more examples and do it by yourself, then so that you can get a proper understanding of the different kinds of verbs. In the next class we will be dealing with adjectives in the same unit. Okay, so thank you, have a nice day.